don't need to steal anything.
Alright, YouTube, this is Ed's Psychic deck. You just won the tournament with it. I beat my rabbit in the finals. It's like a budget Psychic deck, and currently it's pretty decent, so I'm going to do a profile of it. Go ahead.
Alright, well first of all, you got this card, Esper Girl. This thing's very good. It helps you keep advantage. What it does is when it's removed from play and gets special summoned, you remove from play the top card of your deck face down. Then anytime it hits the graveyard after that, that card goes to your hand. So the way you move it in and out of play, it keeps getting you refilling your hand.
Yeah, it seems like there's a cycle engine.
Yeah. And then here's the card that normally does it for you, Serene Psychic Witch. It's basically a delayed tomato. What it does is when it dies in battle, or any reason actually, when it's destroyed and hits the graveyard, you remove and play a Psychic from your deck with less than 2,000 attack, which is most of the time this. And then during your standby phase, you special summon that monster. So that'll give you the trigger for this card's effect.
And Pete, you
then here we
the
go.
most honest player in the game.
We have Silent Psychic Wizard. This guy I really like. I only run 2 of them though, but he's a 19 beater 4-star. When he's normal summoned, you can remove and play a Psychic in your graveyard. Then when he dies, that monster hits the field again.
Yeah.
This guy's really good for trading with Thunder Kings.
Yeah.
Because you can gain advantage over it without wasting anything.
Yeah, seems like decent.
And you can set combos up with it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Here we have this guy, Hush Psychic Cleric. I also run 2. It just kind of has a big ass, but it has a decent effect. When it's no more flipped, it goes into defense, and its good effect is once per turn you can discard any card in your hand to remove and play Psychic in your graveyard. When he hits the graveyard afterwards, you get that monster to the field again. So you can do it for Synchro Spam, Exceed Spam, whatever you want to do. As a one-of, we have Psychic Commander. He's really great tuner, 3-star, Earth. Oh, and that's one of the best things about this. All these monsters are all Earth, so you can make Notorious Synchros. Then, as the last one of the Psychic groups, we have Overdrive Teleporter. This guy, I rarely ever get him off, but his effect, you pay 2,000 life points and you can get 2 level 3 Psychics to the field. You can only use his effect once while he's on the field, but if his effect goes off, you generally win the game. It's hard to lose after that because you just get so much advantage and you can do whatever you want. Then as far as, we got Triple Thunder King, just good card overall, like nothing really wrong with it. 2 Effect Failure, 2 Trag. I really like the Trags because the level of manipulation lets you Exceed, Synchro, and he gets big fast, especially when you keep the hand advantage with the Esper Girls. Then we got staple spell cards. Not much to say about those. And we got 2 emergency teleports. This card is so good. You can a lot of times use it for offense, going into again the Synchro and Exceed Spam. You can use it for defense to get something in there when you have nothing else. Just really good card. You have to play 2 in this. Here's a card that I was really hesitant about at first. Enemy Controller. But I found that, especially with the Esper Girls, where you get them, and if you have nothing to do with them, you can just tribute them and steal opponent stuff. And a lot of times I just use them for defense. Switch off to defense, then either run it over or just to save my vote for turn. Mind Control, because there's a lot of Synchro Summoning and Exceeds in this deck. You can generally make use of anything your opponent has. Triple MST to get rid of opponent's back rows. And then the silly tech card, Miracle Synchro Fusion. Use this to remove and play a Psychic and a Psychic Fusion to make this guy a Fusion Ultra Axon Kicker. And a lot of times I set it as a bluff, and it'll almost always get destroyed, so I do draw a card from that. Then we got our traps. Double Tyrannial. It's a pretty good card. Double Fiendish Chain. I don't have 3, so... And I feel 2 is good anyways. I mean...
Yeah.
Then we got your Solemns. They're self-explanatory.
It's like the staple trap line of like 2 to 3 Fiendish Chain, double Tyranno, triple Solemn.
Alright.
That's pretty much. So you can show the extra?
Yeah, so the extra deck.
Yeah.
Going in level 4 order, we got K-Taster, pretty staple. Magical Android, really good. 5-star, kind of just a go-to synchro if I don't have many other options. And sometimes I've been able to gain massive life points off of her, which normally isn't a big factor, but it has been able to help. A lot of times I just get her out when I don't feel like wasting something like the K-Taster or a Beast. And then once she's in the graveyard, I can use it with the Miracle Synchro Fusion later. Then we got Notorious Synchros. Beast and Barkion, negate spells and traps. You can easily get out with combos to get both these out in a turn.
Yeah.
Without wasting any advantage.
Those both are wicked sick right now too.
Yeah. I mean, you get these two out and you just lock your opponent and they can't do much. Psychic Nightmare. This guy, he's just a beater. Like, he's just a 6-star beater.
Yeah.
Sometimes I find him hard to make since you need the Psychic to be a non-tuner, but he's still really good. He's won me a lot of games, especially since he gives hand knowledge of your opponent.
So what does he exactly do?
What he does is, once per turn, you can select either magic, spell, or trap, and pick a random card from your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
If you called it right, he gains 1,000 attack until your opponent's next turn, the end of your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
So he becomes a 34 beater that your opponent's not going to be able to get over during their turn. And you just get, and if you call wrong, nothing happens. So you just get to see a card for free.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
You got Bryanak.
Yeah.
And then that's for 6 stars. The only 7-star one is Black Rose.
Yeah.
I don't use it too often, but there's always a time where it seems like I need to clear the field, and if I don't have another way to do it, it's not bad.
Yeah, I still use Synchros. I use that less than like anything.
Stardust, why not? It's not bad. Scrap Dragon,
Yeah.
really good 8-star. And then Thought Ruler.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a psychic too.
He's big, really big psychic, and if this guy's in your graveyard, you can remove him with the Psychic Wizard, and then when the Psychic Wizard dies, you can get him back to the field.
Oh, that's nutty.
I mean, this guy gets around things like Deep Prison,
Yeah.
so that's always good. And for really big guy, Hyper Psychic Blaster, this guy's got Pierce and a really high attack. And every time you pierce, you gain the life points of what you did for damage. I mean, it's a really good game changer, and since he's a 9-star and only requires 2 monsters that the non-tuner has to be psychic, you can go Overdrive Teleport to get your Psychic Commander and something else, use the Psychic Commander and the Overdrive Teleport to make him and still have another 3-star.
Yeah.
Really good option, I think. Then we have Livier the Sea Dragon.
Yeah.
Really good, one of the best 3-star Xyz monsters.
Yeah, and you're moving stuff all the time
And
too.
since I'm constantly removing stuff, it lets me play with that as well.
Yeah.
Leviathan, just beater, good 3 rank to have. Steelstorm Roach, I'm probably not going to run this card anymore. I've made him once ever, probably.
Most
And-
overhyped card of 2011.
Yeah. So he's just in here because he's just filling up space for now.
That's what I just said.
And then to go with the Miracle Synchro Fusion,
I missed your ball.
Ultimate Axon Kicker.
Yeah.
No one ever sees this guy coming, and he's so good. He can't be destroyed by card effects, and he has Pierce, and he has Thought Ruler's Life Gain effect, where if you kill a monster, you gain life points equal to the attack.
Yeah.
A couple of weaknesses that should be pointed out: he's not immune to things like Deep Prison, and since he only has 29 attack, he still gets run over by BLS,
Yeah, the
which
Acid
is
Golem now.
pretty big trouble. And yes, you're right, Acid Golem
Yeah.
now is another way to get
I was
over
trying to
pretty
rip a
easily.
Torgat against that and just go Acid Golem over it.
Yeah, but again, if he dies, you can always get him back using some of the
Yeah.
like the Psychic Wizard, and this card's really hard to deal with more than once unless you have something just bigger.
Yeah, I
than it.
agree.
But you found that out.
Still got over it. Fuck you.
Every time I look in there, I see
Alright, I guess he's gonna show us the side deck.
I'll just show you the
Yeah.
side deck. It's not very good right now.
Yeah.
Debunk. I picked these up when they first came out. I liked them, but rarely ever use them, so
Yeah.
they're probably gonna come out
Yeah,
soon.
they're kind of outdated.
Mind Crush, I don't even know why. I just have it in there because originally when I built this
Agents
deck,
were good.
yeah, when I at first built this deck, I had mained double Mind Crush Dust Shoot, which was kind of ridiculous, especially when you start opening with it. But
Yeah.
now the only thing I use against is like I don't know, a couple random decks, people who still play TGs and stuff.
Yeah.
It hasn't been all that useful, but it works sometimes. Double Cyber Dragon, really decent way to get away around things that play Zen mains.
Yep.
Funny thing I just realized though is I don't have the Fortress Dragon in my extra or my side deck, so that wouldn't work at all. But still, it gets over some random things like
Let's go for a rogue.
it
shit.
annoys rogue decks. It's annoying to GBs a lot of times because you get it out early, and they might have a hard time getting over it sometimes.
Yeah.
This card should not be in here. This was in here by a complete accident. So,
about the draft.
Just threw a secret. I got it. Mine.
Car's going up.
Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Pretty good against Injectors, Dark World.
Yeah.
Not a bad card overall. I mean, won't be useful against most decks, but I mean, especially with Injectors getting a lot of play. And Dark Worlds have never been complete garbage, so you got to be careful about that stuff.
This deck.
Smash and Ground. I don't know, just every side deck ever should have at least one. It's just such a good card.
I love that card.
Reaper.
Yeah.
This card's a champ.
Card's really good right now.
Really good. A lot of things are going to have a hard time getting around him for a while, so if you're hard pressed on options, just kind of sit on it. And if you have the option to, you can always go for damage, try and get that early game card advantage.
If you want to sit on it.
Then Fossil Dino. Really good card, punishes overextending. Decent against rabbits unless they see it coming. So that way you can trade with a Logia without losing card advantage.
Yeah.
And overall, just really good card against certain decks. I like them.
Okay, so that's Ed Psychic deck. Won the tournament today, so it's a budget build. So one sees this and thinks it's cool, teleport to you, you can try to
Topping YCS's.
shut the fuck up, please. Alright, so thanks. Subscribe. Bye.